Bonjour Weekday Wanderers, welcome to Paris. I'm Jackie. We're in the 6th arrondissement today at the Quartier de l'Odéon. I just first of all want to kick off by saying I appreciate your patience and your flexibility, and if anybody comes to this video I really appreciate it because this is the third time I've scheduled this particular walk and finally I'm here. I didn't give a lot of notice for the event because I was honestly terrified that I would post an event and then something terrible would happen and I'd have to cancel again. So I'm very pleased that I'm here, and I can't believe it, I have 3 people online. That's fantastic. There's Cindy White saying hello from Nashville, Tennessee. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. So yeah, here we are in the 6th arrondissement. We're at Odéon. So if you were here last Tuesday, so I'm losing track of the days already, we were at the Sorbonne and we were basically doing a tour of the Latin Quarter and talking about you know, why it's called the Latin Quarter and how it has to do with the university and such. So we ended that walk at the École Médecine at Odéon. So I thought, well, this is a great place to start our next one, which is why we're here now. So we're not quite exactly the same spot we finished our walk the other day. We're at a much more interesting spot, in my opinion. So we will walk past there, we'll get there, but that's okay. So here we are. I have 4 people online now, so say hi. Tell me where you're from. So this is the Théâtre de l'Europe. This is the reason this area is called l'Odéon, and at one point this theatre was actually called the Odéon. So the Odéon was a Greek term, Greek theatre, so yeah, that's why it's called the Odéon. Okay, just in terms of your geography here, down the street here you can see part of the Luxembourg Gardens. Okay, so that's just there. It's a beautiful, it's going to be a beautiful hot sunny day today, so we've got a bit of glare going on. Okay, so this is the Rue de Racine, and if you can look down to the end of there, that goes on to the Boulevard Saint-Michel, right near to the Sorbonne, where we were the other day. So that's from another angle. I believe Judy's found me, so thank you, Judy. Thank you very much for your patience and your flexibility with everything. I appreciate that. For those of you who are Midnight in Paris fans, this brown building that I'm zooming in on here is the Polydor. So if you've seen the movie Midnight in Paris, that is where Gil meets with Ernest Hemingway on the first night. So that's a cool little place there. Alright, and this area is, like I said, it's part of the Latin Quarter, so a lot to do with the philosophes, the intellectuals, the smart people of the day. But this area also, good film. Cindy White says good film. It's one of my favourite films of all time. I love it immensely. So yeah, this area has a lot of bookshops and such. This building here, in fact, is called the Café Voltaire. So it was quite a famous cafe at the time in the day when you had a lot of intellectuals and the philosophes, the Enlightenment thinkers, used to hang out here, including the likes of Voltaire and, well, no, actually it was after Voltaire, but they named it after him. So you've got Montesquieu and Rousseau and people like that. And then a lot of the revolutionaries used to hang out here, and a lot of writers like Balzac and so on were here. Lots of bookshops around, so this area is kind of famous for all of that. So we're heading down now the Rue de l'Odéon. Okay. So I hope everyone's doing well in your various parts of the world. Like I said, we have beautiful sunny weather at the moment, which is great. We've had a very delayed summer this year, and now that's heading into autumn, or fall as you call it in the States. It's all of a sudden started to be sunny, which is kind of bizarre, but anyway. Okay, so down this street there were 2 actual famous bookshops from the past. One in particular, I don't know if people know this. I'll just see where we are. Okay, this is number 20 here. So, I forgot to mention that the Café Voltaire is no longer a cafe, it's actually a publisher's location. So, there we go, we've got Achat de Bibliothèque here. So it's still quite early, a lot of places are shut. So that looks like a cool little bookshop. So again, you've got a lot of students who frequent this area. So they'll be needing their books for studying. Okay, so if you see this building here on the other side of the road with an arched window there, so this is number 12 Rue de l'Odéon, and this was the original location for the Shakespeare & Company bookshop. Okay, so this was actually a printery. So Sylvia Beach was the lady in charge of setting up, and she founded the Shakespeare & Company. And so she set up her printery here, and she was actually the person who published James Joyce's oeuvre, Ulysses. So this is where Ulysses was first published. And so Shakespeare & Company was here originally, and of course it shut down. Can't remember the year it shut down, but when it was reopened at its current location opposite Notre Dame, several years after that. Okay. Thomas Paine lived here. Okay, he was instrumental. He's English, American, French. It says here English by birth, American by adoption, French by decree. Okay, and he actually helped writing the Les Droits de l'Homme, which was the document that was founded during the French Revolution. Okay, so here we are, we're heading down towards the Carrefour de l'Odéon. I love the buildings in this area, they are very historic. Okay, so this area is one of the features of the Latin Quarter. The buildings are very historic, and because it was a very well-established area, they tried to do as little changes as possible. Another awesome bookshop. Look at those old books. Yeah, they tried to do as little changes as possible during the Haussmann improvements, because it's just such a lovely area. The history here is fantastic. Cindy White says, wonderful information, merci. Well, you're welcome. I enjoy finding out about things. Another bookshop here, and I love sharing them, and this area is beautiful. Okay, lots of really lovely cafes here, and hotels as well. So I was saying this is a very chic area, very chic, got lots of beautiful terraces, lots of lovely boutiques. It's a very popular place to come for drinks in the evenings. You can imagine you've got the university students who do a lot here, and you've got a lot of tourists because you've got a lot of hotels like this one here, Hotel Le Relais Saint-Germain. Okay. Okay, so this is going to get really busy. Just as Judy says, Editor Cafe to the left. See the red awning? Yes. Les Editeurs Cafe, just over there. So a lot of really iconic buildings and cafes. So this area is really busy. There are a lot of people walking around, so I've actually got my microphone earpiece, so I do hope that the sound quality is good for you. Because here we're heading up to Boulevard Saint-Germain. Okay, so Boulevard Saint-Germain, as you know, is a very busy place, very touristic. It's actually it's part of the Haussmann refurbishment, so it was not here before the 1860s. Okay, so here we are at Métro Odéon. which is line 4 and line 10. Okay. And we have this direction. So this is actually where we finished our video the other day, so a week ago on Tuesday. Alright, so this is heading down towards Boulevard Saint-Michel, and this is heading down to Saint-Germain-des-Prés. Okay, so we're going to go for a little walk over to this place here. This is the Cour du Commerce Saint-André-des-Arts. Okay, this is a very historic area too, which I really love. Okay, if we look down here, we can see the Institut Français, okay, which is on the edge of the Seine, and it has the beautiful Pont des Arts bridge, which is in front of it. We won't go down that way, but you can see where it is here. And this road is called the Rue de l'Ancien Comédie. Hello from Paris 5th, not far away. So, hello Thomas Lucan. Thomas Lucan is down in that direction there, probably about 25 minutes walk from here, or 20 minutes walk from here, at the Jardin des Plantes. Big buses here. Okay, so we're crossing the road here, and the Monnaie de Paris is also over here. So this is actually called the Quartier de la Monnaie. The Monnaie is the place where money is minted for France. So there is a museum there you can go to. Okay, this is a really cool chocolaterie. I have been here on walks before, not to the specific one, but they have lots of them all over Paris. So this is Georges Lanico, and they do lots of lovely patisserie, but they specialise in chocolate and bonbons, and also chocolate sculptures. So they have all these wonderful chocolate sculptures. Okay. Right. Sorry if the video is not very good. I'm out of practice. Okay. Look at this. Can you see this? Tutankhamun's mask made out of chocolate. It's pretty impressive. Okay. So I'm going to point over here. We have a nice big statue here of a famous guy called Danton. He was one of the revolutionaries during the French Revolution, who also lost his head. And the reason that there's a statue of him here is because his house was located approximately on this spot. But when they did the Haussmannian refurbishment, and they built the Avenue Saint-Germain here, of course this area was totally demolished. All the houses here were demolished, and that included his house. And now he's seen as a hero of the revolution, despite the fact that he died in the terror. And so this is just a monument to recognise his contribution. Okay, so we're flipping around here. Now this place is absolutely gorgeous because basically you can see how Paris looked pre-Haussmann era. There's Emily, I'm sorry I can't pronounce your last name, is it Mears? Emily? Emily is with us from Las Vegas. Hi Emily, thank you for joining us. It's wonderful to see you. Okay, so yes, so this is the Café Germain. There's lots of cafes that have Germain or something or other listed here, because of course this is the area we're in. But this is beautiful. You've got to see this. This is just like stepping back in time. Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it great? So this is what this whole area used to look like before the Haussmann refurbishment. So you've got all these beautiful cobblestone streets. So this is the Cour de Commerce, and look at these buildings. Isn't it great? Isn't it so beautiful? And the big gates. So this area is very historic for a number of reasons. Again, there are a lot of cafes and stuff here where you've got a lot of the philosophes who lived here, or they sat and talked and came up with all their brilliant ideas and shared them. Got lots of really cool shops here. So this is an épicerie fine. Okay, so you can buy all sorts of yummy, delicious foods. Thomas says, oh my God, nice. Yeah, so this is a nice little cafe. So this is the Relais Odéon. It's beautiful. Cindy White says, I'd love to have a cafe crème right now in Paris. Yeah, it would be lovely. So this is another entrance way. So this is just on the corner. So that's Avenue, the Boulevard Saint-Germain, and it's on the corner of the Rue de l'Ancienne Comédie. Okay. Judy says, oh my Jackie, I'm susceptible to your French and your Paris immersion today. Merci. You're welcome. Okay, so this is a place called Un Dimanche à Paris. It's beautiful because I haven't seen it looking so great because every time I've been through here recently, it's been during lockdown and everything's sort of boring and closed down, but everything's back to life again, which is great. They are, this is a boutique. They do, they're a pâtissier chocolatier. They have beautiful things to buy, like this is jewellery here, and they've got pâtisserie, they've got macaron, they've got all sorts of yummy things. They also do atelier, so you can do chocolate making classes or patisserie classes or stuff like that. They've got coffee and hot chocolate going on. You can buy stuff, you can sit and eat outside or inside. So yeah, it's great stuff. Okay, we have the Pub Saint-Germain. Okay, this says, I'm just trying to read it quickly. Ce passage fut un haut lieu de la Révolution française. So basically, this is a famous place during the Revolution. Okay, so number 8. Where are we? We found number 8. I believe this is number 10. Okay, so number 8 down this cour here was the home of Marat, who was a very important character in the Revolution. He used to write a journal called L'Ami du Peuple, which shared a lot of the revolutionary ideas. And so he printed his works here, and he also lived here, and he was actually murdered during the Revolution by a young lady named Charlotte Corday. It's a very famous thing that happened. And yeah, so that happened here. So number 8, I'm trying to work out. So this is the Cour de Rohan. The Cour de Rohan is also an interesting area. It has an interesting history. There used to be the Jeux de Paume here, which were basically like a tennis court, a tennis game, which was famous back in the area. Judy, we're about to go there now. That's my next thing that I'm about to talk about. In the Cour de Rohan is where the guillotine was invented, I suppose. So let me point this way, it's more interesting. So the guillotine was invented by Monsieur de Guillotin, but it was perfected by an engineer whose name was Schmidt, and he tested it out here, first of all on bales of hay, and then on sheep, and then on corpses, and then they found that it was absolutely awesome, and that was what was used from then on as the method of execution in Paris, in France, right up until the 1970s. I think 1980 was the last time they did an execution in France using the guillotine. So anyway, now we are at Le Procope, which is this amazing cafe. Again, it was frequented by the philosophes of, the 1700s, 1600s, 1700s, and also the revolutionaries and the writers. So this is obviously the back side of it, because there is another side of it which I will show you shortly. They actually have a really nice menu, which I will point to while I'm talking about it. So this is in fact the oldest cafe in the world, they say. Okay, so it was founded in 1686. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, look at that menu. You can come here for lunch and have an entree plat or plat dessert for $21.50, which isn't too bad. Or you could go the whole hog and go $28.50. That's pretty amazing. But it's very pretty, isn't it? On the outside. I've never been in. Probably should go in sometime. Okay. So if you can see, there's got a glass roof over here. So of course, well, this whole alleyway was made into a cour de commerce, which is a shopping centre, basically. So lots of shops, as you can see. They in the, when was it, 1730s, it was opened officially as a cour de commerce, but then they added this roof around the Houseman time because that's when they were doing a lot of passageways like they have in the 10th and that part of town in the 18th. So yeah, this is a beautiful shop. It has a lot of stationery supplies. Of course, the grillage is up there, so you can't really get a good look at it, but it's beautiful in there. Okay, we have the restaurant La Jacobine. Okay, that's got a very revolutionary taint to it. I remember coming here with Anne Beckinsale once. That's very nice. I really love this papeterie. Okay. All right, so these buildings here are really old. Mainly because we're actually walking along the old enceinte de Philippe Auguste, which was the city wall built around Paris in the end of the 1100s, the beginning of the 1200s. So if you actually look inside this building here, you can see the ancient walls that were here. Look at that, it's super old. So that wall there dates back to, the end of the 1100s, which is amazing. So here we are out on the Rue de Saint-André des Arts. Okay, so this is the third exit to the Cour de Commerce. There were lots of Cour de Commerce throughout Paris, but because there were so many and they were getting confused, they kind of just renamed all the other ones, and this one has renamed its name, but they just add Cour de Commerce Saint-André just to avoid confusion. So Cindy White is Tennessee, yes? If I got that right, if I scroll back, Nashville, Tennessee, yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, we're heading, so actually I should have mentioned, this is actually called the Porte de Bussy. So Porte de Bussy is the name, was the name of the this doorway here in the ancient city wall. So it still kind of carries that name, and it was named after Monsieur de Bussy, who was one of the Conseil de l'État, so state councillors. Cour de Commerce André des Arts was also the location of a lot of basic revolutionary events throughout history, so it does have a big history. So this is a very popular area for cafes and restaurants. We've got Le Bussy, Café de Bussy, which I've also been to with Anne Beckinsale. Hey Anne. This is a very popular street for restaurants as well. Rue de Bussy. You can see Maison Sauvage just there. Okay, so it's pretty noisy here. Okay. So they've opened another Merveilleuse de Fred here. Yes, around Bussy there's also a great market street. Yes, so you've got lots of lovely things down that way there. And again, cafes, hotels, etc. Lots of really nice little boutiques. Eric Kaiser, boulangerie. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so this is, I'm not sure what the time is. Yeah, I figured I'd be being here talking for way more than 15 minutes. So I am going to go up to the corner and I'm going to finish off this tour. But I just show you the outside of Le Procop. So again, it's the oldest cafe in the world. I'll show you, this is what they tell us. So it says here, Café Procop here. It was founded in 1686. It's the oldest cafe in the world, and it's the most famous centre of the literary, la vie littéraire et philosophique of the 18th and 19th centuries. It was frequented by La Fontaine, Voltaire, Benjamin Franklin, Danton, Marat, Robespierre, Napoleon, Balzac, Victor Hugo, Gambetta, Verlaine, and Anatole France. So, yeah, here we are. It's, you can see a little bit inside. Some of it doesn't look pretty, but you get the idea. It's a beautiful place and it's very historic. So, there we go. Oh, there's my cousin from Australia, Alana. Hi, Alana. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. It's really neat to see you. Okay, I am about to finish, but that's fine because you can re-watch, of course, anytime you like. Okay, and don't forget, people can share these, and Judy loads them up on her Binge on Paris as part of the Ma Vie Française page and online magazine. Okay, so this is where it gets really noisy and busy. This is my bus 58. It stops outside my house, so that's a really handy one. Okay, so this is the other entrance. Yes, I have my wine, so I'm going back to the start. Oh, good for you. All right, so, okay, so we're back to where we kind of, so Metro Odéon. It's just over the road here. And we're going to stop here. So, thank you for joining me. I'm so pleased so many of you could join me, and I really apologise for cancelling twice on you, but I really had some little minor catastrophes happen in my life that I couldn't avoid, so I don't like to cancel, and so I feel really bad about that, but I'm here. So so today's Friday. I've totally lost track of the days, but I'm planning on seeing you. I'm really scared about booking again. I'd really like to show you the Arc de Triomphe, which is officially wrapped. So whether you like it or not, it's done. So I thought, well, maybe you want to see it for real. So I thought next Tuesday we might go to the Champs-Élysées. So what do you think of that? I hope, I hope everyone will enjoy that, and I hope I can make it there and nothing else happens in the meantime. So yes, Cindy, I think we'll get there. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Judy, thank you so much. Wonderful. Yes. And yeah, and Judy says, oh yes, Christo, yes. Okay, so yeah, we'll take you to the Champs-Élysées and you can have a look at the finished product of Christo and Claude's, or Jean-Claude's Arc de Triomphe wrapped. So thank you for joining me again. Have a lovely day or evening or wherever you might be. Send your thoughts to everybody who's still in lockdown, and take care, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.